This is a chart of the 2008 financial crisis. Over the course of 517 days, the stock market dropped by more than 56%. Millions of people. It was the worst time for the global economy since the Great Depression. Now, this is the 2020 economic collapse so far. Over the course of just 21 days, the market has dropped by roughly 20%, and we just might be on the worst economic trajectory in history. So how did we get here? And what you know is that there is a global that many people are worried about. And for certainly be fine, but it is disproportionately bad for the elderly and those with underlying health conditions. Be a problem if 1/3 of all products weren't made in China. You see, China is the global supply chain of causes. And in 2001, what we saw is that the effects of the recession caused an 8-month economic downturn and doubled the unemployment rate to about 6%. But again, the thing is that what worse, another industry titan in American Airlines that said it using taxpayer money to help bail out core infrastructure companies such as airlines might help prevent large companies from going bankrupt. Now, I'm not saying to bail out every single large company, but core infrastructure ones, there's a good debate for actually doing that. Another tactic, for whatever reason that no one has mentioned so far, is the Federal Reserve is lending out $1.5 trillion. Yes, that was a trillion with a T. They're lending this money out to Wall Street and the big banks. Now, there is a complex reasoning behind this called the repo market, but here's a quick overview. The United States banks have taken out $1.5 trillion worth of loans in order to help get them through tough economic times where treasuries are less liquid. It's essentially a loan to help stabilize the market. Now, if the market does stabilize with this injection, that's a good thing, so the banks and market might not collapse. But if the market does not stabilize with this injection, all of a sudden, you will see a giant collapse on Wall Street, which was what happened in 2008. And if that didn't worry you enough, this method of lending to banks is kind of viewed as the last resort to help stabilize a market and prevent a collapse. Now, lastly, another thing that is done virtually every time there's an economic slowdown is a reduction in interest rates. This is a very simple way to make debt cheaper in hopes of promoting spending. Good, interest rates go up. And when times are going to be bad, interest rates go down. Now, initially when I record, in the last few minutes, they just did another emerging 2008 recession. And so when I initially recorded this, I was going to say that they didn't want to lower it down to 0% because they wanted to have one more bullet in the chamber to potentially help out but now they just used that last bullet unless they want to go to negative interest rates, which I don't know if they do. But wow, I can't believe that happened while recording this video.